The genesis of KidneyCAN is from a collaboration of clinicians and scientists and caregivers and patients and doctors and researchers. But while KidneyCAN is a US organization, the need to accelerate cures is worldwide.
You may not personally know someone with kidney cancer, but probably one of your friends has had it or their friends or loved one has had it. It's not particularly rare, but these less common cancers also need studied. In the case of kidney cancer, it makes for a fantastic model for other cancers. And so advocating for this goes beyond just the one individual type of tumor. You're really advocating for cancer care and cancer research in general when you're advocating for kidney cancer.
Ralph and Brenda Knapp live in Virginia Beach and started a nonprofit charitable organization called Kidney Cancer Coalition. Their nonprofit was founded to privately fund new and interesting ideas in kidney cancer research. And I had heard about Ralph through SMART Patients, an online community of kidney cancer patients. And I knew a little bit about him. And one thing led to another, and we had a conversation where they were experts and I knew about their fundraising capabilities. And I had the legislative advocacy policy piece going on. And it made sense to me, if we put the two together, 1 + 1 could equal 3. And so through dialogue and discussions with the Knapps, we decided to host a doctor roundtable in Virginia Beach. We invited some of the doctors, leading doctors in kidney cancer research, and some of the industry participants together to talk about the future. After we received the $10 million for Kidney Cancer Research Program, the dedicated funding for kidney cancer through the government, I realized that we needed a way to amplify what was going on in that program. We realized that these funds that were being given out through the Kidney Cancer Research Program, the people were not talking to one another. Not intentionally, they weren't talking to each other. That was the germination of the idea of let's convene these people at a summit and bring them together to tell one another what they're doing. That idea then morphed and grew where several other institutions wanted to get involved and hear about this.
We took the opportunity and we held our first Kidney Cancer Research Summit in 2019. When KidneyCAN was only about a year old, we had the opportunity to meet with some doctors and hear some of their ideas about what they wanted. And one of the things they felt a need for was a meeting focused on the kind of research KCRP is funding, the translational and the basic science research.
We want to find alternative source of fundings and get the brightest and most successful mind together. Therefore, KCRS 19 was launched. And hopefully we will build on this because together, patient advocates, scientist, clinician, industry collaborator, anyone that has an interest, government agencies, can team up against this disease that will, in no time, have no hope to kill people.
We had a very successful first summit where we brought 150 of the thought leaders in kidney cancer together and had them share and collaborate and network around what they were doing and what they could do more of together. Our two organizations have come together and we're stronger together now that we're one organization where we have an emphasis on advocacy and we have an emphasis on research and generating research funding. If that's through advocacy or through private means or through our summit, everything's driving for helping researchers go down that pathway towards a cure.
I think it's one of the most exciting things I've ever participated in. We are bringing together clinicians, physician scientists, bench scientists to talk about kidney cancer research. The goal is to really continue to invigorate the science and breakthroughs that we want to achieve in kidney cancer by bringing young people in, by forging collaborations.
This meeting is brilliant in that it brings together scientists and clinicians from various disciplines who are all focused on treating kidney cancer and coming up with cures for kidney cancer, to come up with new projects and new ideas, new grants, and new treatments for kidney cancer.
One of the things that's emerging is that we're creating fourth and fifth buckets of treatment that might really introduce new pathways and new mechanisms of action that are going to be really promising for kidney cancer patients.
I have never experienced such a enthusiastic and incredibly collaborative spirit that is coming out of this meeting. And this is really what we need, because we are in an era in which each of us is extremely specialized in a field, and I think working together we can definitely make advances that wouldn't be possible otherwise.
The Kidney Cancer Research Summit gave me hope. It reminded me of the great heights that driven individuals can reach, and made me appreciate the many talented and dedicated people working on the problem that threatens my own life. I'm now able to see the extraordinary effort happening because I'm personally impacted by it. And by talking about all the work that patient advocates are doing, quietly but with persistent determination, I hope that I'm able to do my own part in this group effort that calls for all hands on deck.
I think the number one thing that we've heard from this summit, not to mention the electricity and the excitement that was around the event when people were together, is this is one of the first forums where basic scientists, research laboratory folks, clinicians, patient advocates, folks across the spectrum, industry partners, government, have all been in the same room talking and sharing and hearing about what we can do more of together rather than in individual silos.
We have made progress, but when I see a patient and the patient asks me how they're going to be cured and if they're not curable, and I tell them, oh wow, we have this combination of drug with or without surgery and this going to make you live longer, I don't think that's enough.
While so many doctors and researchers are working tirelessly on behalf of the kidney cancer community, so are advocates. With their personal stories and their strong voices, they're helping to raise awareness, and they're helping to secure and increase research funding for kidney cancer.
I became involved in advocacy efforts when I learned how much is needed in the research and how those research dollars that we can garner will help me and my fellow patients.
What strikes me about those I've met in the kidney cancer community is the personal will to do something. The disease eliminates so much of our sense of agency that we thirst for the ability to make any kind of difference, and we're beginning to realize that we may be stronger together.
With anything, it first starts by raising awareness. When you raise awareness, tend to attract money. Money tends to attract smart people, and smart people can solve problems.
Historically, kidney cancer has been terribly underfunded, so there's an urgent need for new research dollars. In 4 short years, we've raised $135 million of new research funding by mobilizing a grassroots army focused on kidney cancer. We've seen a huge growth in trials and drug approvals, as well as an increase in investigators pursuing this research. Dr. Andrew Smith, a clinician scientist who specializes in kidney cancer research, is a great example. He's a recent award recipient of a kidney cancer research program grant through the US government.
This program really starts with the patient. We identify problems and we see where therapies are working and where there are problems. And there's actually a lot more problems than there are solutions. And so that's why the Kidney Cancer Research Program is founded upon this mechanism to identify these areas and have scientists and physicians come up with solutions that ultimately will touch the patient. It could be a new drug, it could be a new way of looking at therapy, it could be a new type of surgery, lots of different avenues and forms of innovation.
Even having gone through medical school, I never truly understood what it meant that there were popular and unpopular cancers. I couldn't feel the impact of that until I was diagnosed myself with kidney cancer and noticed the impact of being inadequately funded. As an academic physician, I know firsthand that funding opportunities are the lifeblood of scientific progress.
I think everyone from patient to the caregivers to the physicians has the same mission, and I think this is very important. And our mission is we want to raise awareness for kidney cancer research, and we want to cure this cancer.
When patients, physicians, industry, and government come together to collaborate, the potential to accelerate a cure becomes real. KidneyCAN has been honored to participate in the progress in this community. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank the KidneyCAN team, as well as thank the entire kidney cancer community. Now it's time for you to join the global conversation and connect with us and others to discuss kidney cancer areas of unmet need and current research and development projects. Support organizations like KidneyCAN and others who are doing the work to increase research funding and connect researchers globally. And also encourage patient enrollment in clinical trials whenever you can. Stay healthy and safe.